I'm going to be honest here for a little bit, and people complain way too freaking much. Oh, January, what about you? Oh, this is not going good for me. Shut up. I'm sick of it. You create your own reality. You are the imagination of yourself and of your surroundings, and the more you complain, the worse off things will get. The more you're susceptible to fear-mongering and propaganda, which we battle against here on this independent news organization, the worse time you are going to have. For example, take the corona case. Obviously, a lot of people are panicking about the situation. Obviously, their consciousness is being lowered into a fear state. And I just say, sometimes you got to make the best of what you got. Like this bar in Australia that is hosting the, quote, sickest night of the year with the coronavirus themed party, which they're offering face masks. And you gotta give credit where credit is due. This is a brilliant campaign here, as they're offering $6.50 Coronas. Coronas are very heavily taxed in Australia, with taglines like this saying, "Catch some Corona at house this summer," while others are using this clearly uncertain, unknown situation with the coronavirus to push their sick victimhood blaming ninny political ideology, blaming everything on racism. Yes, I am not kidding. Racism. My responses to a lot of these people, including this little glorious douche flute, have been deleted, but I will be responding and animating them in this video, as well as, of course, very important updates around the coronavirus. Important things to really consider here with the larger implications of everything surrounding this case. And then hopefully, if we still have time, we'll get into some bigger news surrounding the cover-up of the decade. And all of this, with the extra bit of facetiousness, is available to you for free every single day because of t-shirts and hats and merchandise, and we even got cell phone cases, all of which that you could get on our Teespring store, which is available worldwide. And with your support, you help us continue this independent media organization, and your support couldn't be more crucial than ever, especially, since every one of our videos about the coronavirus are being automatically demonetized. And gee, I wonder why, since, we tell you not to panic, we tell you not to fearmonger, we tell you helpful tips on how to not spread diseases, and also, we expose how the government is incompetent. I wonder why we're demonetized. Now, just jumping right into it, because there has been a lot of hooey surrounding this coronavirus, especially the biggest, stinkiest, nastiest, disgusting hooey of them all is, of course, people trying to gain power from a lot of this uncertainty, like organizations like CNN that are criticizing not the government's response here, not anything to do with the State Department only doing a 3-day quarantine, not with the flights continuing, but somehow finding the issue of diversity to wedge in here when it's already very convoluted and confusing for everyone to understand. And again, they're not the only emotionally weak ingrates here. So is also members of the University of the California of Berkeley that officially sent out a post saying that people who are reacting to the coronavirus are, quote, xenophobes that are normalizing racism. And the epitome of this mental gonorrhea, this absolute abandonment of any intellectual prowess, has been best exemplified by these popular YouTubers who are claiming to care about science. And this video is absolutely hilarious, as they make a video, a lot of hand gestures, telling you how it is very racist to criticize people that are eating species that carry pathogens that are able to inflict humans.
It's important that we do not repeat those racist notions that happened to us.
Yes, because racism is about... Yeah. No ish, Sherlock. Sorry, family-friendly show, can't curse here. Oh, man, I would have a field day if I could. But I responded officially Eat the bat soup, bigot. Prove to us that you're not a racist by eating the bat soup. My response, sadly, has been deleted, and I do not see it here anymore. And the responses are pretty epic here, to say the least. Sorry, I'm getting too worked up over this, but yet again, I mean, all of this is coming over the two kind of prevailing theories of where this coronavirus is coming from. One of which is that allegedly it came from an animal outbreak. Other people believe that it came from a bioweapons facility, which I think the evidence suggests more, but clearly no one really knows here. We are still at a very early stage, and things could go anywhere from here. And we have to understand, uncertainty is the current reality that we're dealing with when it comes to this situation. Personally, this is something that I've been tracking and looking at. There's even a helpful website that details the total confirmed cases, where they are coming from, the total deaths, and the total number of people that have recovered from this new virus. Now, with, images like this of individuals passing out and dying in the streets of China, it's definitely not reassuring to see that this is going in a good direction. The Chinese government actually did something that rarely ever does, and it admitted that it was very slow to react to this virus. And you don't say so, because instead of actually dealing with this virus, many people who warned of this virus affecting people, many journalists who reported on this were actually arrested. Most of them are still in jail, by the way, which people should know. And a lot of the blame has been put on the local government, which is, again, very common with the big federal authority barely taking any responsibility. There are allegations that there is even a bigger death toll, with some people saying that bodies are being cremated to hide the total toll number, which wouldn't surprise me. Because, again, the common thing for the Chinese government to do is to kind of save face, is to push on responsibility to someone else and continue to do really dumb things, which is usually very common in large, top-down authoritarian governments. And there are a lot of very strong nationalistic Chinese people. There's no denying that at all. And after a recent outrage, after a Danish newspaper published this photo of the coronavirus, there was a lot of fury from Chinese government agents that demanded that this Dutch paper be taken down and apologize for posting such offensive pictures that pissed off a lot of Chinese people and the Chinese government, which made them respond with very strong, aggressive, not that good memeing against the Danish, with people on the Chinese internet, with, of course, it being officially sanctioned by the state and approved and promoted by the state in China, putting out their own images of the Danish flag, some involving hate symbols that we can't show you here on YouTube, because, YouTube will just take down this channel. Even if we show you images, it's ridiculous what's going on here. But, yeah, the Chinese are not that good at memeing. Oh, God. A lot of the memeing has to do with World War II and details about how Denmark surrendered to the Germans in 4 hours. This one is one of my favorite, the middle finger of a Danish flag inside the Danish flag, or for some reason, marking the coronavirus in the Danish flag as well. They got this weird one, but again, a lot of people are taking this very seriously, which they should. It's always better to be safer than sorry, as of course there are completely almost empty streets in, of course, Wuhan and many other cities in China that have been hit by this new virus. As, of course, there is also a run on masks, specifically the N95 masks that are very difficult to purchase, have been sold out, with many accusations of people hoarding them or selling them at a very high profit. Now, the devastation from a lot of this is also having a severe effect on many pets in China, as communities are ordering their citizens to get rid of their pets, since there's a rumor that these animals could catch the virus and spread it to other humans. Now, obviously, this virus is spreading. It just spread to Sweden. Russia, there's now 10,000 confirmed cases, with likely more cases still unconfirmed. And we have two kind of prevailing thoughts, that this is going to be extremely horrible, and that, this is not really something to worry about, and it may not affect you. Now, let's take a look at both, specifically the one promoted by the U.S. government and U.S. President Donald Trump, who, by the way, is a big germaphobe. But according to him, the whole coronavirus is a very little problem, and that there's really not much to worry about, and that it won't really affect you. Now, some people do believe this because there actually have been no deaths as of yet outside of China. And the people who have died from this new virus are very elderly, usually. Or they're sick, immune compromised, or very young. And if you're in one of those groups, yes, you should definitely take very serious precautions, especially with traveling. Not just because of the coronavirus, but because of other viruses and flus out there that have been killing a lot of people. Many people don't realize this. I personally didn't even realize this until a couple years ago. Many people die every year from just the common flu. And if you compare those numbers to the coronavirus, it's insignificant now. Now, also, so some news to really think about here. There are people recovering from this virus and being fully healthy afterwards. And it is predicted that the majority of people will be healthy. So we have to be understanding here that my chance, your chance, and the majority of people watching this chances of getting affected by this at right now are very, very low. Now, obviously, that is some context that I actually haven't been seeing on the mainstream media, which I think are important to realize here. Now, I'm not underplaying this. I always said, don't play into the fear-mongering, but always be prepared for everything, because again, this virus is spreading, and it could mutate, and it could have even more of a horrendous effect on everybody. And it's important to keep both of those situations possible, since we're only going to find out in the future of how bad this will get. So don't panic, prepare for the worst, but most likely everything will be okay here. And you're okay now, and it's fine. Now, something's worth considering and really looking into, specifically around this virus, is the bigger possibility that it could have came from the biolab that already exists in Wuhan, China. Also, very eerily, as the coronavirus hit, there was a new Netflix documentary that had Bill Gates in it, literally predicting the coronavirus-like outbreak, even saying that it could start in a Chinese market. Again, really, when we first saw just massive, widespread coverage of the coronavirus, this documentary hit, which is a very strange coincidence, since, of course, Bill Gates has been warning about a coronavirus that could kill tens of millions of people for months now. A lot of his foundation money also worked with a lot of the developments and things to do with the coronavirus in biolabs. Now, of course, some people are praising this man for warning us about this, but personally, I don't have much faith in him myself. As a result of all of this, we also have to understand that the government is going to gain a lot of power over its citizenry, and we're seeing it exemplified in many strange technocratic ways, like currently we're seeing in China, where drones are literally flying around and telling people to put on their masks, go home, and to wash their hands. The Chinese have also been using drones to spray disinfectant all over villages and cities that are being hit with this virus. There was also other footage of smoke coming from government vehicles in China, with people saying that cities were being fully fumigated. And when it comes to authoritarian, top-down, untransparent governments flying around with drones and spraying us with stuff, personally, I don't think that's a good thing to set as a precedent. So the government gaining a lot of authority is one thing we have to look after. The second thing we have to look after is, of course, the economy, as particular big pharma stocks are increasing very fast, while the rest of the stock market kind of is hindered. And with more travel restrictions and with more people being afraid, there definitely looks like there could be even a potential black swan event that could have a very bad negative effect on a lot of people. So with a lot of things uncertain, I'm going to do something that a lot of people in the news never, a lot of internet news personalities never will tell you. And that is, we don't know. We don't know where this is going to go. It could either be really bad or it could be completely overblown, but a lot of the information is still unknown. And as we track this trajectory, again, it's always better to be prepared than sorry. So prepare yourself for the worst. Work on your immune system like I've been having. I've been sharing some things that I've been personally doing and looking into on my Twitter page, twitter.com/LukeWeAreChange, at Luke We Are Change is the Twitter account where you could see more of my silly, rambunctious, but also posts about the coronavirus and other health-related topics on Twitter. So yeah, I guess it'll be fine. Again, thank you again so much for watching and being a part of independent media. If it wasn't for you guys sharing, no one would see this video. If it wasn't for you guys supporting me, I wouldn't be able to do this. And because this still happens in some capacity, not that good, but it happens in some capacity, I'm still here. And because of that, sincerely, love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.